Hey everybody, it's Ryan. Welcome back to How Farms Work. I've still been picking away at the barn foundation out here, and as you can see, I've got the feed bunk all torn out, all the rock I had picked up and took off to the side. And I've been trying to decide what to do with this. You know, I thought about filling this up with gravel and leaving it as it is, and then coming back and tearing out the cement, you know, even next year when I do have more time. It seems like that's never the way it is. So Travis raised a pretty valid point, and there's a lot of loose rock in this foundation. The cement is still kind of actually half decent, but it is starting to break up along the edges. As you can see here, we have a lot of spots that are doing this, and there's a lot of little rock just kind of scattered throughout. So Travis's point was that if we were to let cows in on this, then there's more than likely the chance than not that a lot of this loose rock would work its way into the organic matter, into the manure. So when we go to spread it, it'll end up in the field, which none of us want at all. So what I'm thinking now is that I have the feed bunk torn out. I brought the 40-20 and the barge box out last night, and I took a load out to one of the major ditches out in the field, and I dumped it off into the ditch just by backing up to it. And it seemed like it filled it up more than I had expected, because I can't fill the barge box more than, I'd say, a quarter to half full because of the weight that's associated with all this loose dirt that I've been picking up. So I picked up all the rock in the bunk and I dumped it off to the side over here. And I took a load out last night, and I'll show you what's going on with the barge box that we need to fix right now. But I'm going to be finishing picking this up. A lot of those larger chunks I'm going to have to carry down individually to the ditch. But if I can break up a lot of this concrete and load it up into the barge box, get rid of it out in the ditch, I feel like that's a really good spot for it, because the one that I've been taking it to is one of the more major ditches on the farm that's working its way up into the field, which is a big no-no. But it seems like that one load that I took out so far did a really good job, so I'm hoping that I can just kind of keep backing the box out and then dumping it further and further into the ditch to help raise it up, stop that erosion, and hopefully get some stuff actually growing in there. But there's a lot more dirt that I'm taking out than I had anticipated, mostly because I had to dig down a little bit to get all the rock up and out of the feed bunk. So now I have to start tearing away at the actual concrete, which is in pretty decent condition. I'm hoping that it'll break up more, but there have been a few larger chunks like that one down there. But where do you say we head back up to the 40-20 and take out a load or two? I'm going to be working at this for the next couple days, and just kind of doing it in my free time. Like I said, that one load that I took out last night cleaned it up a lot more than I had thought it would. I feel like this is probably better to take it off into the field ditch rather than to continue filling up the ditch down here. If I want to put a layer of dirt over that, I might start breaking into this mound here to try to get it to be a little bit more leveled off, but we'll just have to wait and see. That's for another day. Last night after the first load, I noticed that there was dirt leaking out from underneath the barge box, and upon further inspection, looks like the center board on the box broke. So I'm going to put a piece of plywood over it for now just to get by. If we wanted to, it wouldn't be too much of a job to go through and put tongue and groove boards back over top this. But I needed to get a longer piece of plywood for the meantime that I could put up against the front to keep it from accumulating any dirt or rocks that would catch on the front of the piece of plywood that I'm putting in. So it's just a narrow piece of plywood, but I think it's going to be what it needs to help alleviate any more breakage going on in that center board. I don't intend on this being a permanent patch, but this will just get us by until we can properly fix it. I think that should allow it to have enough support. Looking underneath, I would say that a narrow strip of concrete must have fell on it just right, because it broke in between two of the supporting beams underneath. I'm gonna try to put more of the bucket into the barge box and maybe load it more off to the side than straight in the center. If I had the grapple bucket, that would be optimal, mostly because that's what we usually use. For right now, I want to take a load out this morning, so we're going to carefully load it up, and I'm going to keep a close eye on that to make sure that that does not happen again. Colder morning, the 4020 didn't want to start. I think that's more than enough for this load. What I've been trying to do is put dirt in first to try to soften the blow from when the concrete lands in there. And I'm hoping that the rocks and concrete will slide out first when I go to dump it. But let's head out to the ditch. So this is the third load that I dumped off, and this is where we're at. That actually filled it up a lot more than what I thought it would. A lot of this that's ridged up on top here yet, I'm gonna bring the JCB out and push it into the ditch to try to level it off some more. And I think that I can keep bringing loads out and just kind of keep working its way back, because the ditch, I mean, it's definitely at least probably 8 feet deep right here, and it just keeps getting deeper and deeper the further back you go. But it's been here my whole life. It's just been working its way back up into the ditch. And I threw a old fodder bale in there last spring or the spring before to try to, you know, help hold it. And that's gonna be nice filler, because I'm gonna go right over it with this dirt and rock that I'm dumping off. We kind of got the same thing going on over here. Just another deep ditch that's been here pretty much forever, but it's only getting worse. Novus Glass had the side window for the JCB come in, so he's coming this morning to swap it out for a new one, which is a good thing because it's progressively been getting worse. I don't feel like it's gonna break out, but I'm afraid that it's gonna give out at some point.
Be free, yeah?
Yep.
Take it from here. You want to go in front of that? Or you want to come up?
You're in. looks a lot better considering that the ditch started right here. So added a good 20 feet out into it. Stayed out late last night and finished cleaning up the barnyard here. I wouldn't say it's totally finished. That's why I'm taking out 1 or 2 loads. It got to the point where I didn't want to do anything in the dark around the edges that I might damage the concrete that I'm standing on, which is still pretty good yet. I'm going to leave this pad here because it was poured later. Dad actually says that he poured this one, so looks a lot better in my opinion, having all that concrete out of there. Gonna take some dirt and level it out over on this side where I had to dig down to get at the rock underneath the foundation. And I had to leave this over here because I'm not totally positive that that water line is disconnected. So I might, you know, get bold and brave and try pulling that up, but I'm gonna be at the ready to shut off the water line to the house. My big fear is that then it's gonna be a fix to have someone come patch it up, but I think it might be shut off, but I'm more leaning towards it's still on than it isn't, because we had some work done here on the pipe and I can't remember if we had them cut that off or not. So that's all I have time for today. With that, thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to check out all of our other videos. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat, all How Farms Work. And with that, I'll see you next time.